We were just seeking the Lord on that, and the Lord started really speaking to us about family from the story of Mephibosheth, which I had never really studied before in the Bible. And I remember one time when I had been meeting with Bob Jones, he had said 2020 will be a year that will transition where every decade the Lord is restoring something unto the body of Christ for the billion soul harvest. But I believe, if I remember right, he said 2020 would be a decade of the restoration of family. And so in the story of Mephibosheth, who is Jonathan's crippled grandson, Saul's crippled grandson, Jonathan's son, David, out of his covenant to Jonathan, tried to find any descendant of Jonathan, and he was literally in hiding in a place of Lodabar, which was shame, and he drew him out of the wilderness and sat him at the king's table.
Yes.
Sat him in fellowship, sat him at the table of the Lord, where at the table of the Lord, even his cripple, his lame, were covered. Yeah. Family covers the table, because when news of Jonathan dying happened, Mephibosheth was dropped, and he was just brought into a place where even his inheritance was restored. Wow. And I don't know if we're in a season with a miracle baby of having a daughter. The Lord's just been speaking to Danny and I so much about family, because for the billion soul to come into the church, they have to come into healthy family.
Yes.
And I just feel like this is a year where not only prodigals will come home, but the exact thing where estranged relationships will be healed. Wow. Where to believe, I was the first Christian in the history of both lines, and I'm just believing for my whole family. As for me, my household will be saved. And really feeling family. And I remember at the Global Prophetic Summit, they talked a little bit about the mantle of Billy Graham that falls upon a whole generation for the billion soul harvest, the office of the evangelist being raised up, and just feels like the most glorious time to be alive.